Something snapped this week. Not just grief, but clarity. Let's start here.
This Charlie Kirk thing kind of put the nail in the coffin of me being a Democrat. I was slowly moving away from it anyway because I was noticing certain things, but I know I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican either, but I'm not a Democrat. And I just noticed, like, certain things, like the way that the conversation would be shut down by calling somebody a name or calling somebody a bigot. It's like, okay, and why am I a bigot just because I disagree with you? Like, I can disagree with you and still not want anything work bad for you. I just disagree. And it's like, oh, you're personally committing violence against me if you disagree. It's like, that's a cop-out. And I would notice certain things like that. I would notice that I was being intentionally angered every 4 years so that I would go out and vote. It would be a new token thing to, like, get behind. Oh, if you don't vote this year, this thing is going to happen and everything's going to be taken away. But then the next year, none of those things would happen. So I was just being gaslit every single time. And it's crazy because, like, I didn't recognize it. But, as I started to just see it, I started to see how, like, it's one thing to believe in something. It's another thing to tell somebody they're bad if they don't, especially if the view is wacky, crazy, and all the way out there. Canceling somebody for something that they did when they was 8 years old, for something that they said when they was 8 years old, and that thing won't even a slur back then. It's like, what do we, like, do? Like, people can't grow. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a way to keep people in control. And if you don't think exactly how I think, if you ever step in line, I can just, like, take away. You know what I'm trying to say? And it was just very controlling, but just very evil. And, like, the moral superiority, the moral high horse, and the performative activism was crazy. Like, oh, we are so oppressed, and go, like, ride the Starbucks. It's like, there's actually people that are in different countries, and, like, that's very disrespectful to them to say that you're oppressed like that. Like, I would debate people down. And here's the thing, I had to come to realization that, like, I would go online to see what I should feel about a subject instead of actually saying what I did feel about the subject, to see what they were saying, and I would hop on it. And I had to be honest, I was hopping on bandwagons. And yes, it was when I was younger, but as I just grew older, I'm like, this not it. And finally, when it comes to the death of somebody, it's like, it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what they think. Nobody deserves that. I could see if you just heard about it, but you saw it on camera and you still saying you ain't sad about it. That's like, your humanity is now lost. Like, politics is making, like, some of them crazy. And that's why I was just like, oh, y'all are drinking Kool-Aid right now. And I'm not going to drink that. Like, I'm going to just walk off. And that's one of the reasons why. And it's the nail in the coffin, because if you are so politicked out that you cannot cry when somebody unalive, you're not as moral as you think you are. Sorry.
Now, she didn't jump party. She reclaimed her mind. That's what real independence looks like. I can disagree with you and still want good for you. That used to be normal. Now, if your politics demand you to deny basic empathy when a man is murdered in front of a crowd, in front of his children, in front of his wife, you don't need new talking points. You need a new compass, moral compass at that. And here's the part that the pundits won't say out loud. The incentive structure.
That there's a big difference between white liberals and white conservatives. The white liberal has, white guilt. They live in the past, and they want black people to stay in the past. Oh, you poor slaves. We remember when we were whipping you on the plantation, and we have so much guilt now. We want to help you now. We want to give you welfare. No. Black people don't go get jobs. No, how dare you? Why would you? We want to fight for your right to be in poverty for the rest of your lives. We know that your kids don't know how to use computers, none of them. And as a result, none of y'all know how to get driver's license so that you can vote. Yeah, white liberals are stuck in the past and have white guilt, and that's how they interact with the black community from that mindset. Whereas white conservatives don't want to live in the past, period. They want everybody to get over it so that we can all move on and have a better future. They do not see you're black, you're gay, you're this, you're that. They see you are an American. You are an American citizen, which means that we are the same and that we should unite for what is right. Big difference.
Now, whether you agree with every word or not, here's the core of it all. When a movement sells permanent victimhood, it needs you angry, obedient, independent. When a movement treats you as fully capable, it expects standards, work, family, faith, responsibility. One side flatters you with pity, the other challenges you with dignity. Oh my gosh, what's going on with my eye? Excuse me. After Charlie's death, though, that contrast isn't academic, it's moral. All of that theory collapses, though, or confirms itself when real life breaks in. You know, watch this.
I don't know how many other people feel this, and I think a lot of other people feel this, but there is something stirring, there is something brewing, and there is an awakening happening. And I feel that in my gut. There is this undeniable fire in our generation after seeing and witnessing what just happened. It's undeniable now. I never share my opinion like on the internet like this. I talk a lot about God in my personal life. For a lot of you that know me personally, I love God, I serve God, I love Jesus, and that's just the person that I am. And yesterday, when I found out the news about Charlie Kirk, this is how I found out. People where I was were talking about it, and they were laughing. And they were saying things like, oh, we had it coming and everything like that. And I'm like, hold on a minute. I'm not good with names. I'm great with faces and remembering people. When I saw his face, I don't have the stomach to watch the video. I don't have the stomach to watch the live video. But these people were watching this live video of his assassination. And they were laughing at him. What demonic shit is that? What demonic shit is that? Do you guys understand the world that we're living in right now? Where you can have an opinion that's different from the people around you, and you can be killed for it. You can be killed for it by the very same people who are anti-violence, have all this emotion and all this empathy, all of this education, turn into demons talking about this man. One thing that I love so much about Charlie Kirk, he was the kind of person who allowed others to speak. It didn't matter what they believed in. Everyone got to hold that mic. Everyone got to talk about their opinion, how they felt, and he encouraged that. That was what he wanted. He was not trying to silence people. People had the option to be there if they wanted to and talk about it, but he was a man of faith, and he lived that life, and he was obedient to God. One thing that I saw online after watching all of this stuff, somebody said he died doing his assignment. He died doing his assignment. He died doing what God told him to do. What God told him to do. And something that I've learned on my journey is obedience. It doesn't matter if it made sense. I mean, God told people, bring your son up to the mountain and oh my God. It's obedience God is looking for. It's the people that God is looking for to stand up and talk about him and talk about his word and talk about Jesus, regardless of how people feel. The truth is not supposed to feel good all the time. The truth is supposed to convict you. It's supposed to convict you, and he convicted a lot of people. And I am so disgusted to watch these people smile and make jokes and say all of these things about a God-fearing man, because this is not a political issue. He was not a politician. He was a man of God. And if you or if anyone like you is the kind of person to make jokes, like that looks so bad on you. Clearly, we do not serve the same God. Clearly, we do not talk to the same Jesus. Because it doesn't matter if he disagrees with me or if he disagrees with somebody. It's not about that. It's that somebody who loved Christ and was showing Christ's purpose in his life and educating people and making a difference in this world and going out and talking to people, making personal relationships, developing a platform where he could speak about the Lord. And he died on his assignment. And it really convicted me because I have had so many assignments in my life. I have had so many assignments in my life that have let me hurt so much. And part of my journey that I've been working on is forgiveness. And that's something someone said to me someone that prayed over me just a bit ago, he said, your heart of unforgiveness is blocking things for you. And I said, I don't understand what you mean. But over the past 2 weeks, I felt this shift. I felt this attack on my life. And after I heard about the news, I was finally able to understand it. It wasn't because of me. I was on assignments. God put me in those places for his good. God put Charlie Kirk in this position for God's purpose, and he died on his assignment. Did I die on my assignment? No. In fact, God has given life back to me. God has given everything back to me tenfold. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And one thing that I feel like people don't understand is that Jesus, God, everything is not just supposed to make you feel good in your sin. It's not just supposed to make you feel good doing whatever you're doing. It's supposed to convict you. The truth will set you free. And one thing that I'm noticing so much is that people confuse what they think is goodness with godliness. It's not the same thing, because the world and the Lord are not at the same standard. I am not going to sacrifice telling the truth and doing God's will in this world for making people feel good. I fully understand the implications of posting this video. I fully understand the implications of posting this video. I fully understand that a lot of people are going to see this. And honestly, part of that does scare me. Part of that has always scared me, because I know the calling of my life is to speak. And God has specifically told me that that is the calling on my life. And that's scary. That's not an easy thing to do. But guess who did it? Guess who did it until the very end? One of the best examples. So, I don't know how many other people feel this, and I think a lot of other people feel this, but there is something stirring, there is something brewing, and there is an awakening happening. And I feel that in my gut. There is this undeniable fire in our generation after seeing and witnessing what just happened. It's undeniable now. Jesus Christ is King. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. He is the only way and truth and the life. And you know what? Just like he said in one of the interviews when he was asked what he wants to be remembered for, he wants to be remembered for his faith. I don't care if I'm remembered for singing, if I'm remembered for this and that. It doesn't matter to me. The only opinion that matters to me is God's opinion of me.
Come on
that's
now.
it. And you know, that's how I want to live my life. God bless you guys. Rest in peace, Charlie.
The fact that people can't disagree with each other. I almost got into a physical, well, it wasn't going to get physical, but I almost got into a somewhat of a altercation for having a difference of opinion in a boxing match last night. And when asked, hey, what was said that set you off, or what did I say to disrespect you? Guess what he said? Nothing. I just thought your tone was messed up. That's the part the media will never measure, an awakening you feel before you can explain it. When a culture laughs at death, mocks faith, and calls it progress, regular people, moms, student, believers, say, hey, hold on. If that's what my side is cheering for, I don't think I'm cool with being on this side. I mean, in clip 1, we saw the choice. In clip 2, we saw the why. And in clip 3, we see the conscious. That's the exodus you're watching in real time. I'm not asking anyone to switch colors on a map. I'm asking you to remember what it means to be human before being political. Now, if your timeline taught you to celebrate a man's death, you weren't taught compassion. You were trained for war against your neighbor. Break that training for Charlie's family, for our kids watching us. We can be better than algorithms that reward cruelty. Morning, man. Reject the mockery. Choose standards over slogans. Truth over tribes. And life over clicks. If you made it to the end of the video, put life over clicks, man, in the comment section. Y'all be safe. Please go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. I'm going to be traveling to Texas today, so I'll see y'all in a minute.